All right, everyone. This is True Believers. We just got done watching Iron Man 3.
Yes.
We just decided to go straight over here while it's still fresh in our minds. I'm James Heyer, Enrique Ramirez, and we have a special guest.
Yes, we have my daughter Kelly who went to the movie with me. She's 12 years old, so we're going to get the 13 years old. So we're going to get the teenage girl perspective. So we'll also have to tone down the language.
Yes. We also want to warn you that this is a spoiler, full of spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie yet,
Stop.
Yeah.
Unless you don't mind knowing what happened during the movie, but you can stop it, go see the movie, come right back and listen to this.
What we'll do is we'll talk just a little bit briefly, and then as soon as we get to a point of spoilers, maybe 2 minutes or so, we'll just let you know. We'll sound an alarm, turn it off immediately. So, but you can listen to us for a few seconds just so we get the views.
Right. Please, 3 minutes. I think
seriously though, this movie, big spoilers. So yeah. So anyway, Kelly, what did you think about the movie?
I think it was one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Really? Okay.
What movies have you seen this year?
Les Miserables.
Oh.
And Django Unchained.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm a bad parent.
You are a bad parent for taking her to
And
see
Texas Chainsaw.
Yes.
That came out this year?
No, it was last year.
Oh.
Same
There
thing.
was a Texas Chainsaw movie that
The
came
3D one. A 3D one, yeah.
How many do they have now? How many times can you retell that story?
I don't know. Well, let's talk about Iron.
Okay, and just Kelly, as a girl, which you are one, what do you think of the superheroes? There aren't a whole lot of female superheroes. There's Storm and Black Widow, and at least
Wonder
in the
Woman.
movies. Wonder Woman hasn't even been in a movie yet.
Not yet.
What do you think of that?
I don't really mind. I kind of like the super villain girls more though.
Yes.
But I think male superheroes are pretty cool too though.
Okay. And what did you think of, because I know a lot of times you'll see a movie where the girl's just a screaming girl or whatever, and always a damsel in distress. What do you think of Pepper Potts? Do you think she's an improvement, or do you think she's still kind of a damsel?
I like her because she's kind of independent, but I don't like the person who played her.
Oh, yes.
Or how they portrayed her.
Are you one of the people who believe that Gwyneth Paltrow deserved the most hated celebrity?
I don't know who that is.
That's the actress that played the...
Oh. Yes.
She was number 1 on most hated. I don't get it. She's not that bad.
It's her face.
Chris Brown was number 20.
Oh, God. And he hit somebody.
Yeah, so apparently, we can forgive that, but tweeting obnoxiously, oh, fuck you. I mean...
Oh, nice.
So,
nice, James.
I guess we're just going to start it off.
Well, James, let's start off with your take on it.
Okay, well, let's just start off right now. This spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie, shut it off now. We're sounding the alarm right now. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, what did I think of the movie?
Yes.
It's hard to say. I'm still kind of reeling from everything. I actually thought it was an excellent movie. I really did.
Yes, overall, I thought they turned up the action when there was action. It seemed like in the first... or in the second Iron Man movie, there wasn't a lot of action as there should have been, but in this one there was a lot more violent.
Yeah, it was a lot more violent.
It seemed like the body count was a lot higher than I think in the second one.
And they really took it in a different direction. He's going to Alabama. He's doing all this. I mean, they really developed the character more. Also, they kind of Well, anyway, let's just start with the big spoiler because we got to get this
because
going.
this bugged me and it bummed me out.
Ben Kingsley is not the Mandarin. He is a fake.
That bummed me out.
Yeah, he's a decoy. The Guy Pearce is the real Mandarin.
And I hate Guy Pearce. Even more because of this.
So
because the whole time when they show in Mandarin video threats. Thank you, Kelly. I was like, oh man, it's gonna go down. There's gonna be a good old fashioned Iron Man Mandarin fight. And then he comes out of the bathroom. He's like, "Whoa, don't go in there!" And I was like, "What the hell is this
I know.
crap?" And that
know.
just kind of bummed me. It was funny. Ben Kingsley, like, it was hilarious when his real personality came out of who he was. But
Yeah, he was like a drunk or a drug addict.
Drug addict,
Probably both,
washed-up actor.
with a bunch of hookers. It was really strange.
Yeah, and it was. Oh.
And then at the end, Guy Pearce, he rips off his shirt, and he's got all these Chinese dragon things, and he's like, "I'm the real Mandarin."
It's like,
And it's like, oh, okay. So basically, and that also leads to a question. So Guy Pearce, from what I understand, is the one. His character is basically the one who set up the terrorist organization, the Ten Rings, on the first one. Right?
I guess so.
Well, because if you watch the first movie, the credits, whenever they'd broadcast the Mandarin's bullshit.
Yeah.
Man, I need to watch the language. I'm sorry.
God.
Whenever they would broadcast those, you'd see the color bars and then the symbol, the Ten Rings symbol.
Yeah.
With the two katana or Chinese swords or whatever.
Yeah.
And all these
He wasn't
10
even
rings.
Chinese or Asian.
But the thing is, on the first one, that symbol is there. It's the same symbol. So I guess Guy Pearce is the one who set them
that would
all
make
up.
sense because before he was kidnapped, they show him blowing off. What's his name in the movie? Not Guy Pearce, but
Aldrich Killian.
Aldrich Killian. They show him blowing him off, and I guess that initiated, kidnapping him. I don't know. They don't really explain it in this one.
I don't even think it was that. Oh, because I think the guy. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Well, they don't explain it.
Yeah.
So we can only draw our own conclusions. I feel.
Obadiah Stane was the one who wanted him.
Right.
Killed,
You're right.
Not
you're
even
right.
kidnapped.
You're right.
The terrorists just wanted him to build weapons or to use him as a ransom. Once they found out who he was.
Thanks.
But I guess I still think that the organization is Guy Pearce's, and it's just bizarre.
I don't know. Yeah.
So, and also, like, this is like the third time we've used the storyline of the bad guy. Like, what is it? It's
he wants to be in charge of national security, I guess, for America.
Okay.
And he thinks that killing a bunch of people,
including the president,
including the president, as a way to do that, accomplish that.
Yeah.
So I guess he didn't watch the first 3 movies.
Yeah, it's not. This is also technically the 5th movie to feature Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because he made a cameo in The Incredible Hulk and, of course, The Avengers. So this is, yeah.
I think overall it was a good movie.
I think, I do too. I want to see it again.
Yeah. What did you think about him being without a suit, like in a big chunk of the middle? Like him really dealing with himself.
I thought it was awesome. Especially when he made a makeshift suit from crap he bought at the hardware store and used that to go all James Bond on the Mandarin's bodyguards. Like, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. And the way he talked to that kid was pretty funny.
he has like a short round. He or a Robin or something. He has this little sidekick.
Yeah.
But he's really mean to this kid. It's pretty funny.
What's the line? He's like, "My dad left me."
Oh yeah, and he says, "Oh really? What does he say?" He says something like "Don't be a pussy."
Don't be a pussy about it. Go on.
Like, dads leave. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. Stop being a pussy about it.
Oh, also, this Aldrich Killian, he is the head. He's also, aside from being the head of the Ten Rings, I guess, he's also the head of the Advanced Idea Mechanics, or AIM. And that's from the comics. That's basically, they're kind of like Hydra, except instead of Nazis, they're a group of super smart mad scientists who...
Oh, fun.
I don't know. I guess they sell it to terrorists like Hydra and Ten Rings, which means that he's selling his own company money, or he's selling his own company. I don't know.
It sounds
he's selling his
funky.
own organization weapons that he's made with his AIM. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird.
back to the movie. It's I had a point I was going to bring up. It was about I guess it was trying to I wanted to talk about Happy and how his place was in it, because he pushed him getting hurt, pushed Tony Stark into like getting involved in the Mandarin stuff. And I wanted to ask you more about the comic book, because it talks about extremists, and I haven't read that yet. You said you kind of glazed over it.
Yeah, I don't remember Happy much with him and extremists. I don't even think Happy and Pepper were around the comics when Extremis came out.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's been a while since I read it. I was gonna reread it, but whatever. I'll read it now. Now I'm interested.
That.
Now I do want to read it, but and I've been trying to, but it actually, there are two characters, Aldrich Killian and Dr. Maya. What was her name? They're both the scientists in the Extremist storyline.
Okay.
The Extremist storyline is also the one that reimagined Tony's or Iron Man's origin to like Afghani terrorists rather than Chinese people or Vietnamese or whatever they were.
God,
originally.
you're so racist.
I'm not racist. I'm just saying it how it is.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask. I asked my daughter Kelly this in the car, because I like the part with all the robots that he made coming out to help him. Kelly, what did you say in the car?
I thought it was stupid.
I thought it was stupid. Why did you think it was stupid?
I think it would have been more exciting if he had to get out of the dilemma, just how he was, but I guess he probably would have died, and that wouldn't have made a good ending, and he couldn't have made more movies. So either way, it was fine.
It was stupid.
Well, it was. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of robot armies. I've said that before on a previous episode. I don't hate them.
Right.
I just, although, the dummy, the helper bot, the one that always fucked up on the first one.
Yeah, nice.
Messed up.
Right in front of my kid. You're lucky my wife cusses all the time.
The one, I was actually really sad when his house blows up and you see that poor robot falling, and it's like, man, that's sad.
Well, he hates it. I would have been like, good.
Well, he has it at the end, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Like, he picks it up out of the rubble. I guess he's going to rebuild it.
Spoiler.
Yeah, if you are still listening to this and you haven't seen the movie yet, it's your own damn fault.
That's
We've
right.
Already said spoiler alert.
It's even going to say in the title.
Yeah. We'll say it on Facebook.
I think it was fun, though. The movie was fun. There was, like I said, a lot of action. I think Shane Black did a good job of picking up where Jon Favreau left off. Giving us a good adventure movie. Tony Stark is still a prick about being a superhero, but then I think he really shows in this one that he is vulnerable, and that what happened in the Avengers really kind of messed him up and gave him panic attacks.
Oh yeah,
it made him vulnerable.
Yeah, he has like PTSD or something from going into space and the Avengers.
And even more, without having the suit or relying on the suit in the big chunk of the movie, that he pushed himself, and it took a 10-year-old kid to make him realize that he's a genius and can pretty figure out whatever situation he's in to get out.
I thought Jarvis was going to die. Actually, I thought Happy, Jarvis, and Pepper were all going to die.
Kelly wanted them all to die.
No, Happy was okay.
Happy was okay. But when you first saw, spoiler, Gwyneth Paltrow Pepper fall into the fire, what did you think?
I thought she was dead.
I did too.
Well, I thought she could come back, but I don't know.
It took me a minute to think, oh crap, they killed her, and then a couple minutes passed by. I was like, they were injecting her with that. Yeah.
So. Spoiler alert.
I think we should say it after we say
Pepper gets superpowers in this one. But there's a lot also, and they even say this. The real Mandarin, Guy Pearce, says, says ever since the big guy with the hammer came down, things have gotten just a lot crazier, and that is true. Like, because when it started, like the first Iron Man really really does take place in the realm of possibility.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's not the realm of probability, but possibility. I
Right.
mean, so, I mean, but now, like, we've got people who breathe fire, and, like,
Yeah.
it's pretty weird,
Yeah.
but...
I mean, he had a good foe, I think. I think they picked a good bad guy for him. It's too bad that they weren't more... this is me from not reading the comic books, but more popular. I think people would recognize it more if they were more popular. But that's why I think they threw the Mandarin in there. Because people know that name, that, comic book geeks know the Mandarin, and they kind of know AIM, and I would imagine Killian or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think they threw the Mandarin in there for people that... for the comic book geeks and for the people that don't know who he is, because he looks flashier in the trailers.
Yeah.
He's got the long hair, and it's Ben Kingsley playing him. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a good bad guy.
Do you remember? This is probably the last M. Night Shyamalan movie I saw, but do you remember The Village?
Yes.
This is borderline. That movie was way worse.
It's
but,
like a kick in the balls, but you're in a cup.
Yeah, I mean, at least this movie was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of twists, especially unless it's an easy twist to figure out, like, oh, she was Talia all along. Like,
Yeah.
okay. But usually with twists, I feel like I'd been lied to.
Oh yeah.
But
Throwing a dragon tattoo on a guy doesn't make him the Mandarin. And I was telling Kelly this in the car. She said, "Who's the Mandarin?" And I was like, "Well, he was a bad guy, but he had like these cool rings." And I was gearing myself up for he's going to use those rings in a fight against Iron Man. And there were just a couple of shots with him with the rings, so the rings were nothing.
Yeah.
And that kind of bummed me out too, because I wanted to see them used, and I thought that would have been cool.
this is also, it's kind of strange that Aldrich Killian guy was the real Mandarin. That's bizarre.
Because if you think about it, they had those rings could have been a whole part of the movie. Like, he could have been in the helicopter, instead of throwing missiles at the thing, he could be using the rings, tearing out.
He could have froze Tony Stark's house with the ice.
Exactly, and then blew it up or something. So I was like, "What? Come on!" That's what I was thinking the whole movie. I was like, when are we going to see these rings being used? And there's going to be a cool fight.
What'd you think of Pepper Potts putting on the suit and getting superpowers in one movie?
I think it was cool how they used that to save her.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Her getting powers, I think, is kind of I don't want to say like a easy, I don't want to say cop out. That's not right, but I think it's an easy way. Like, well, we'll give her powers, let's kill her off, but then she's not dead. She comes back to save Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care for that character too much. I think, like you said, she's a damsel in distress.
See, actually, I don't think she is.
Right.
I think, because she really never is in distress. This is the first time that she was captured by anyone, and so was Iron Man, and so was War Machine or whatever.
Iron Patriot.
Iron Patriot. But that actually makes sense. Like, okay, Iron Patriot, the Green Goblin in the comics, I guess, became Iron Patriot, which, whatever. But it actually makes sense that the U.S. government would change its name, because it's sort of like how I forget when it was, but sometime after like World War I, I think they changed the name of the Department of War to the Department of Defense.
Oh, the vice president?
Yeah. It was no longer the Secretary of War, it was the Secretary of Defense back in the 20s.
Okay.
Because they don't want to sound like warmongers. So.
It's still, Cody, I thought Don Cheadle did a great job in this one. They really used him.
I did too.
He was kind of a badass without the suit. I mean, the suit's in the movie, but just about as much as them not being in the suit.
That's kind of all of them, though.
Yeah.
Even the first one, most of the movie is just him building a suit.
Yeah. But I think it was fun because even without the suit, they were still doing, like you said, James Bond type stuff, shooting the bad guys, jumping off crates and somersaults. And it was somersaults. I don't know what the hell that means, but I think it was pretty fun.
Doing backflips and
karate chopping.
Going back to Pepper, though, I don't think she's ever really been a damsel in distress, because even the first one, if you remember, she's actually the one that killed Obadiah Stane. She's the one that pressed the button and blew him up or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like, Tony was just there kind of
Dangling,
distracting him.
yeah.
Like, she saves him just as much as he saves her, which is kind of like a breath of fresh air after, even though I love those movies, after like Mary Jane and the Spider-Man movies, how she's always fucking kidnapped.
I mean, it is nice because she's a strong woman, and I think I understand what you mean now.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah. So she's a superhero now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. No, they took care of it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
well,
they
she
did-
can use a suit, though.
Yeah.
She can put on the suit.
Exactly. What would you think about the new idea of the suit? I thought that was kind of neat, where we'd come straight to him.
I thought that was neat.
I think it was kind of out of the realm of possibility, though. It was like over 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
And he can like call for it, and it takes a minute, but it'll come to him. I
Yeah,
think
it
that's
was-
kind of ridiculous.
It was a little weird.
I can
wouldn't
understand
that
being in
hurt?
another room. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because I mean, those things, I don't know what the velocity is of those things, but
Yeah.
and I don't know how much I know, like, if you get hit by a baseball, it fucking hurts.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Well-
sure this might hurt more.
I was watching. I can't remember what it was, but they were doing the science of Superman, and how, like, say you were falling off the Empire State Building, and he swooped up and caught you, you know, like in the nick of time. They still say that's like hitting a brick wall,
Yeah.
because he's the Man of Steel. He catches you like real fast. You'd still probably die. So I think something like that would have to hurt, coming that fast and from 1,000 miles away. I think that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
What else did there's a lot that I actually thought this was a really good movie. Like, again, the twist, it was a risk, and I don't know what a lot of people think of it. I kind of think there's enough people who don't give a shit about the Mandarin.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And even I don't really care that much. It's just Ben Kingsley looked really cool.
yeah.
So,
I just felt robbed of like the use of the rings.
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, what do the 10 rings represent? Like, because at first I was thinking with the first movie, I thought there were like he had like 10 giant groups of regions of people that he owned, and now I don't think it means anything. I think it's all like bullshit.
Yeah.
AIM was the real villain all along.
I feel robbed.
So he was
like
the head of AIM?
Ben Kingsley?
No,
Guy
Pearce.
Yeah, Guy Pearce was.
He was the head.
Yeah, I was almost gonna say Guy Ferrari. I know that's not right.
Interesting. Do you know who another? He's like an Avengers villain. He's works with AIM a lot. MODOK.
Yes,
Yeah,
there were
the
rumors that
big
he was
giant
going to be
head.
in this. Yeah, there were rumors that he was going to be in this.
Yeah,
'Cause
probably
is he
because of
in
AIM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
but-
like a big giant head. He's like the weirdest fucking.
Spoiler alert:
Jack
he's not
Kirby.
in it.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So I actually liked the sidekick, the kid. I liked all the characters.
Oh yeah, it was a fun movie. And then the after credits, there is something after. We won't ruin that.
Yeah, we will.
Okay,
We're already
let's do it.
ruining everything else.
Do it to
the
it.
Hulk is in, or Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner
is in, which is actually a callback to the Incredible Hulk because remember
Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark made the appearance in that one.
But that was really cool.
Kelly-
I like how we brought the
Yeah.
because remember in the Avengers how he and the Hulk were like besties.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, tell me what you said about it when you first saw it.
Well, I recognized the Hulk's face, but I didn't know who it was, so I had to ask. So, no.
But you said it was stupid.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I said, what did you think about the end credit? And you said it was stupid.
No, because I didn't know who he was, and then
And then I
realized.
told you, and he's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen where the Iron Man was in the Hulk's movie,
Ah.
so I didn't get the reference.
Now we have something.
Well, I don't know if that's much. It's mostly just because they were best friends in the Avengers.
They're best
also,
friends.
he has a different haircut, so it is kind of hard to. It is a little hard to tell.
Yeah.
That that's.
I was hoping he'd get mad at
Mark
him.
Ruffalo.
And yeah.
Well, he said he wasn't very temperamental.
I'm
That's
not-
why he fell asleep.
Temperamental.
He probably knew he was going to get mad listening to his narcissistic rant, so he's just like, "Screw it, I'm going to fall asleep." Did you notice? I said, "Screw it."
Yes, thank you for toning it down to PG-13. But last thoughts here. We'll start with Kelly. Anything else you want to add, or are you excited about something, or? Are you glad you went? You can talk about the IMAX.
I'm glad I went. I thought it was actually gonna be worse, and it surprised me that it was pretty good. I wasn't suspecting the vice president of being involved in it at all.
Spoiler.
So, but that was pretty cool. And now that I think about it, Pepper was pretty. I thought it was cool. But when she fell in the fire, I knew she was gonna survive because they would have just
smarter than we are.
Yeah, they couldn't have just killed her off that easily. They would have done something.
I gasped.
And he didn't. Iron Man didn't seem that surprised when she fell, so it was kind of like a.
Oh
okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'll go with mine. I think one of the coolest things that Wichita has going for it, and maybe one of the only coolest thing, is that we have a world-class IMAX theater here, and that we don't have to drive up to Kansas City to see this movie in IMAX 3D. So I think it was awesome to see it in that. It didn't, like, coming out of the movie, my eyes hurt, but I'm still gonna go. To me, that's the only reason to go to the movie still, because it's an IMAX and it's in 3D. That I think that's like, and the freaking sound in there was just ridiculous, especially the end fight.
Oh
where
yeah.
It was just, it was ridiculous. Also, I was excited about the trailers. We saw the Superman trailer.
Oh yeah, which looks really good.
Yeah.
Was that one that they had on? That was one they had online. Right?
Yeah, that was online. But to see it in IMAX,
yeah,
3D,
it looks a lot better.
Oh yeah, and then the Star Trek one.
The Star Trek, yeah,
I hadn't seen that
next week.
I think so.
Man,
I don't know.
we're gonna have to do. I've got Marvel Star Trek.
Boom.
We're gonna have to do another one.
But that looked really cool in IMAX. I hadn't seen that trailer yet, so the bad guy looks really good. Yeah. I can't remember the name. And then we saw something, Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
That looks like it's going to be really good. So
really good, really.
Really.
Actually, when Pacific Rim started, I never really heard of it. I think Schaefer showed it to me once, but I was like, eh. But at first, I thought it was because they were talking about the aliens come from a portal deep within the earth, and I thought, oh, is this the Cthulhu? Are they doing H.P. Lovecraft? No, it's just the same fucking
I think
story.
Pacific Rim's from that, though, or they stole it or something. I don't know.
Is that the Cthulhu?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have to see the movie.
We have the internet, but we're too lazy to plug it in.
Yeah.
So
we're set up to read
know.
mail. But I think overall it's a good movie. I'd go see it again. I recommend it to anyone, especially a comic book fan. You probably have different views than us, but I don't care.
Okay.
James.
I thought it was really good. I do need to see it again. Whenever there is a twist, like, I do need a second shot before I decide whether or not I really liked it or not. I will say it was a well done movie. The story was pretty good. Everything was just really good in it. The acting, the way it was shot and directed, it was just really well done. And that Ben Kingsley thing is not the only twist. Like, that movie has twists and turns everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
That was the one that bummed me out, though.
Yeah. Well, that was the big one. That was because they really...
they played him up.
They played him up really well. And when it happens, you're like, what the fudge? And... But I mean, there are a ton of twists in that movie, though. I mean, and I'll give them credit for, and they've gotten better over the years, especially starting with the first Iron Man and Dark Knight. But you know, a while ago, like, superhero movies were really pretty point A to point B, pretty, you know, the same story over and over again.
Yeah.
Like not a whole lot of surprises, not a whole lot that you couldn't expect, but this one had a lot of surprises. This story was pretty original. I thought
it was good, and like you said, seeing a movie a couple of times to really get a good feel for it.
Yeah.
We just saw it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
and we had to. I mean, I haven't had time to let it percolate.
I think I'm shell shocked.
I need a drink. So it was fun going. We'll have to do this for Superman or
we'll do
Star Trek.
Star Trek, Superman. What else? Oh, Wolverine.
Wolverine, which I saw another trailer for. Looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I was thinking we're missing a trailer at the beginning of this.
Yeah, that would have been nice
actually,
to see.
I knew there was a girl I met last year who was she was originally from L.A., then she moved to Atlanta, or maybe it was vice versa, I don't remember. But she said that she thought it was she said the one thing that she really liked about Wichita was the theaters.
Yeah.
Because I guess, like, the theaters suck in L.A., which is weird to think about. But, you know, yay, Wichita. We hire janitors in our...
We did something right.
We clean our theaters. Yay. But, yep. So, there we go. Let's get ready. Let's sock it to Shellhead.
Yeah. James, why don't you pick us up here, buddy?
Okay. Let me just...
Enlarge
this so we can see.
Yes.
I haven't eaten any carrots today, so...
I don't... Oh, okay, I get it. That's an eye joke.
It is.
For you kids out there.
Yes.
Kelly, did you get that joke?
No.
Carrots are good for your eyes or something. Oh, actually, before we read the mail, let's just kind of...
What are we reading from today?
This is the Invincible Iron Man issue number 1.
Big premiere issue.
This is not the premiere of Iron Man. And we've done this before. He started out in Tales of Suspense. Then when they brought Captain America back, it was Tales of Suspense was half Iron Man, half Captain America. They were both short comics, but that's where it went until issue 99. In 99, they said for the next issue, we're spinning them off. Iron Man, the Invincible Iron Man got number 1. Captain America stayed on the Tales of Suspense, but they called it they renamed it Captain America, so now it's called Captain America number 100, which is odd,
okay.
But that's the way they did it. So this would have been pretty exciting. Now this is 1968.
A crazy thing here, this came out May 1st, and the movie came out May 3rd.
Wow.
So, coincidence?
Probably.
Yeah.
So here we go. And let's see, who did the art? Archie Goodwin and Gene Colan. Okay.
All right.
They did a lot of Iron Man. Oh, and here we go. Alone Against AIM.
No.
So he's fighting AIM, the corporation from the movie or whatever it is, organization. We're not really going to go into it too much, but he saves a girl and...
There's some kissing. And...
Who is that girl? I don't know. Actually, it doesn't matter. He has a new girl like every issue.
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking at this point, I think Pepper was more or less on the sidelines by this point.
He's kind of a slut.
Yes, he is. So he fights a guy. This guy looks like there's a mad scientist. Oh,
it's my old.
And he's made some. He's made some Iron Man armors.
Oh no,
that's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. It's actually I've read it once. It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna really go into it because and here's something neat. At the very end, they have the origin of Iron Man. It's a retelling. It's not the exact same because it looks like it's redrawn and everything, but it's a retelling of the origin of Iron Man, where
cool.
he's a prisoner of war or whatever.
No, Tony.
In the next issue, we'll get the debut of Whiplash, who was sort of played by Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Of course, that character is an amalgamation of 2 characters, Whiplash and Crimson Dynamo. Which is kind of what they did with this Aldrich Killian.
Yeah.
He's an amalgamation of Aldrich Killian and the Mandarin. I don't know.
I hate that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we not talk about it?
Let's not. Well, we have to talk about it.
Okay.
This is a podcast, and we're supposed to talk.
That still irks me. That's gonna bug me all day.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Do you think it's almost? Fridge nuking level?
No.
I don't think so. No, because I mean the story was still able to
It was
hold
still
itself
good. It was
together.
just I felt robbed of the rings.
I know. I felt robbed of Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
So I guess Ben Kingsley doesn't learn to play the Mandarin.
No.
Oh wait, I guess he does. He's playing a guy.
Yeah, he was
playing
an
the
art.
Mandarin.
Yeah, he's an actor.
All right. Well, let's read the first one. Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene, you stated in a past soapbox column that you really believe in your heroes. What do you believe Tony Stark is? A sadistic hate monger? That's how you've presented him. Anybody who turns out disintegration rays and stun machines and a cobalt weapon against which there can be no defense has got to be all bad. For Spidey's sake, quit it. Every other ish, Tony creates some new device with a terrific destructive potential. Really, is that any way for a hero in Marvel Mag to act? What's he trying to do? Destroy the world? Let him invent something peaceful like an atomic-powered guitar.
I will destroy you with the power of my rock.
Better make that safe. No atomic-powered guitar is going to be peaceful. Oh, get it? All right, that's
Who's that from?
Chris Barth from Ambler, Pennsylvania. Safe, Chris? Suppose the Yardbirds... Ooh, wow. Wow, way to be current, Stan. Suppose the Yardbirds used it for the instrument-smashing finale to their act. There'd be a final chord you'd never forget. But to defend Tony Stark and his inventions, not only do we believe in our swinging heroes...
To defend a fictional character...
but also in our way out villains. And you've seen... Let's see. And you've seen some of the wild gadgets they come up with. You can't blame our boy Tony for trying to maintain the balance of power for the good guys' side, can you? Jeez. He hopes... Well, it's just kind of faded. He hopes as much as any man that his weapons will never be used. Besides, let's face it, how exciting would you have found the story if Iron Man had been fighting the Grey Gargoyle to prevent his stealing of Tony's latest invention, the Cobalt Can Opener?
Snaps
Damn.
on you, buddy.
Yeah, you wouldn't read it, would you?
Would you, jerk?
So,
the jerk store called.
They're all out of you.
This next one, we start with Distant Ochinji. Iron Man is by far the most realistic. Here we go. Realistic superhero
They've been
put out.
saying that. This is 1968. They've been saying that for 5 years now.
Not since Thor, as this more realistic superhero been featured in Marvel. Realistic superhero put out by Marvel. This is true in more ways than one. Let me count the ways. First of all, the realism in Gene's artwork. The pictures almost look as if they were taken by a camera. A few brand fans. Yeah, that's what it says. Fans.
Yeah, brand that's what Marvel fans. That's what Marvel and Marvel fans called DC.
Oh, okay.
Brand X. It's sort of like in those old commercials where they'd compare. Now here's how Tide washes my socks, and here's how Brand X.
Okay, I get you. Brand X. Fans may call my statement a wild exaggeration, but I'm sure that there are many Iron Man fans that will agree with me. Also, the scripting on Iron Man has been tremendous lately. I won't bore you with a lot of unnecessary criticisms, but I will ask you a question. Is Iron Man's armor skin tight? And if so, are those his real muscles that bulge from the armor, or are they built in? Real muscles that bulge. Yeah. That's from Richard Carlson.
That's interesting.
From Union, New Jersey.
From New Jersey. That's interesting.
Well, I'll tell you. They answer that question in the first one. Iron Man's armor was designed to be form-fitting, Dick. And though Tony Stark is a wall-to-wall whiz when it comes to creating gadgets and gizmos for his scintillating suit, just about the only thing he didn't build into it was muscles. Those are his own. Not only does the suit augment his injured heart and increase his strength many times above normal, but the exercise involved in wearing and using the armor is great for filling out physiques. With a slight assist from the powered pack pencil of Gene Colan. Nyach! I can't read what it says because it's like folded.
Yeah.
Meow.
You'll see. Yeah, it's
Meow. What were you going to say about the... And then I had something to bring up, but we didn't talk about the movie.
We did. Let's get to that. First off, I'm going to say, if you look at these old comics, it looks like his armor, at least the gold part, is made out of spandex because he folds it. Mm-hmm. I think they eventually get rid of that. But what were you going to say about the movie? Because I can think of two things.
Oh, well, they talk about here, injured heart. Mm-hmm. They fixed that. Spoiler, they fixed that in the movie. So,
spoiler alert.
So he doesn't need the suit. How does he power
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
that's actually
that kind of rubbed me the wrong way,
like,
too.
You know, the Mandarin thing, I'm not I don't know. But that is the one thing that I really can say that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, I'm just gonna get surgery and get this.
So
shit
he's
taken
not
out.
going to have. My understanding is he's not going to have that emblem anymore.
I guess not.
Say,
I
oh.
threw it in the ocean.
Eh.
So, I mean, it would be okay if this was the final Iron Man movie,
yeah,
but we're going to have an Avengers 2.
At least.
Yeah.
So that's spoiler alert up your butt. I don't get that either.
I don't know what they were thinking with that. That's kind of...
I don't know. Kelly, you want to read one?
No.
Oh, wait, I was going to bring up another
Oh, go ahead.
thing.
I'm sorry.
At the beginning of the movie, there's kind of a prologue that takes place on January, or on New Year's, 99, 2000. And, you're introduced to Killian and some other characters. But you also see Jensen is there at the party, and
okay.
he tries talking to Tony, and Tony's too drunk to pay attention.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a really neat callback. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really neat callback to the first one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did notice that because I was going to ask you that. I didn't want to be rude, but I think that's the guy from.
Yeah,
So,
that was.
he said that we met before. I
Yeah.
remember that now.
Yeah.
So spoiler.
Yeah,
alert.
he says that, and he says, "If I was that drunk, I wouldn't remember either."
There you go. That's cool. That's cool.
That is cool.
So,
It was a good movie. It was a good
Yeah.
movie. Like I mean, some of the decisions might have been a little strange, but I can't even call them poorly written decisions.
Right.
I don't think. So I mean, it was a good movie.
Kelly, you want to read one?
Okay.
She said no. Why not?
I
don't-
can't.
You can read. It's just reading crazy person's.
She's a product of No Child Left Behind. She can't read.
I can't read it.
Let's see. Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene. You know what I'd like...
Skipped one.
You know what... Oh, did I skip
Yeah.
one?
There you go. Dear Stan Archie.
Because it doesn't matter. You could have just read that one.
Ah, okay. I don't care.
It doesn't... Okay. Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene. Wow, was I surprised. While I was visiting a friend, I happened to pick up a past issue of Popular Science, and guess what the cover story was about? It was about metal exoskeletons that will increase the strength of a man 1,000-fold. And once I thought of Iron Man and there's a crease right there. And once I thought about Iron Man, that mighty marvel has scooped science once again. You'd better write a patent on Shellhead's armor. You'd better write a patent, before they beat you to it. That's James Held from New York. That brings up something. Technology always seems to come from fiction first.
Oh, yeah.
Think of the iPad. That was in the old Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carrying around those big clunky clipboards. And also, with iPads, iPhones, even before that goes back to Dick Tracy and his
wristwatch phone. Yeah. Phone, whatever.
So
I'd like to have another Dick Tracy movie.
I don't remember in the first.
Nah, it's all right.
I hear it's not good.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's the response. Maybe we should, Jim. Once we get all those bugs thrown out. But you'd better know when you least expect it. Stan and Gene think of ways to swamp the armor and add new accessories to it. And now that Archie's getting into the act, oh boy, any self-respecting patent official would bar the door down all those armored.
There's a crease, folks.
Yeah, there's a big crease in this. All the armored blanks to the original design started pouring in. Still, you may have something. Wonder how they'd feel about Chris Barth's atomic-powered guitar. That's pretty good.
Yeah. In your face, Chris. Jerk. All right, here we go. I think this is the last one, too.
I don't know. There's another page.
Oh, is there?
Actually,
Well, we
why
got
don't
12
skip
minutes
that
left.
one because there's no crease on this page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
So, okay, we just want to apologize firsthand to...
Oh, it's a light one.
Oh, hold
A
on.
long one. I was going to say we just have about 10 minutes left. That's why I was going to.
We're just going to apologize to Mike Tyler. We're not reading your mail. There's a crease. Sorry, Mike.
Eat it.
Pick whichever one.
Oh, I'll just read the long one, and we'll end on that. Does that sound good, folks?
We'll see how much time we have.
Okay. Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene, I've been thinking it over and have decided that Iron Man should be equipped with a laser, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, or a molecular amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. They're basically the same. In a laser, Iron Man would have a weapon, a focus laser, is many times hotter than the sun. A light far brighter than man has ever known before. A laser is a million times brighter than the sun. He said that already.
Wait, what? A million times brighter.
A million
than the
times.
sun?
He's measuring. And a communicator. A single laser can carry more. I'm going to read this aloud. I think this guy sounds. A single laser can carry more radio methods than all conventional radio channels combined. And if you're getting any ideas that a guy made of mirrors or even the Silver Surfer could reflect a laser, you're way off.
Oh, yeah, because light doesn't reflect.
Right. No mirror or reflecting surface can stop a laser, which, as I've mentioned, is hotter than the sun. We get it. The mirrors used as making some kind of lasers must be cooled to over 1,000 degrees below zero, and then the beam is not even focused yet. The laser is not focused until it has left the machine that produced it, and it will not cut unless it is focused. But it will still be brighter than the sun. Oh my gosh, this dropped the sun.
God.
Also, because a laser must be focused, Iron Man would need an automatic range measuring and focusing hookup. All lasers are not red. They come in any color that the crystal will produce, which produces them is.
Ooh, can he have an indigo laser?
Then we'll dance. All lasers are not crystal. There are also electrical ones, and when a laser is used as a camera, it gives perfect pictures in rain and fog. It even gives the first three-dimensional pictures that can be focused in midair. Iron Man should certainly have one. Ellis Whitby, Pennsylvania. Before I read this, the response, do you think this guy wrote this in thinking, oh, they're going to hire me to write comics for him? This guy's so smart. We need to have him come in and, just take over. Give him Iron Man. Give this guy Iron Man. Give him benefits. He can work out of his home. I don't care.
Probably.
Just after that long letter, here's the response. We didn't know if Shellhead would follow your recommendation. God. It's like a kid writing a letter to Santa Claus, and there's some poor bastard at the mail office that responds to him. Anyway, we didn't know if Shellhead would follow your recommendation, Ellis, but you've certainly convinced us to give the living laser an even wider berth than we have in the past. That's it.
Oh, wow. I guess they don't care.
Hey.
Let's see.
That's basically F.U.
We've got
Ellis.
a little bit more time.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see.
got.
Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene, I just read Suspense number 98, and it was great. Whiplash. Oh, I guess Whiplash has been before. Sorry. Whiplash was the best villain I've seen in a long time. Where did Iron Man get the image reproducer?
It's a comic
Where did
book.
you just... Okay. I want one.
Oh.
No, I don't think you can get one. The image reproducer ran out of power. Everything Iron Man has runs out of power, especially him. How come in practically every Iron Man story he runs out of power? What the hell, kid? God.
Or adult.
Why doesn't he use ever-ready batteries? If your lights went out, would Iron Man work? And that's from Dennis McConnelly from St. Albans, West Virginia.
So, this guy thinks an ever-ready battery would power the suit.
I'm going to put an ever-ready battery in the
Hold
suit.
on there, bad guy. I got to put a battery in. You jerk.
Okay, here's the response. Gee, Denny, if our lights went out, it'd be too dark for us to see if Iron Man would work. Actually, as long as the Golden Avenger has a full charge, we kind of think he'd work just fine. Lights or no. As for his propensity for power failure, this issue's yarn ought to hit the spot. 17 pages and not even so much as a tired transistor.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, he used to use transistors for everything. Of course, he's shy on juice for a page or so, so his armor breaks anyway. in our awesome origin featurette, but what's a few panels among friends? Weren't you saying that last time? How you thought that you thought it was strange that his armor always breaks.
Yeah.
See, I think he's reinventing himself both. Physically and
Emotionally.
Symbolically, So I think that works. I think that's something you have to do.
I used to hate it, but then they kind of explained it where he can't sleep, so he's always tinkering.
Yeah.
And I would imagine if I could build a suit like that, I would always be trying to improve it. So I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it now. We got time for one more,
Let's
two.
do it.
I guess we've seen the last of old Iron Man.
I guess so.
When a man is mortally wounded, he usually dies, unless you goofed slightly on your choice of words, Stan. This is a good one. I prefer the latter. What's a little goof compared to a great big one, like killing off one of your best superheroes? Besides, think of all the legal complication if Tony's cuz tried to contest the will, saying that Tony was non compos mentis at the time he made it. It's from a lady, Rachel Presley from Memphis, Tennessee.
Hello, Rachel.
Talk about your complications, Rachel. Think of the ones we had trying to find out what non-compos mentis meant. Artfully, Archie even managed to drop the legal encyclopedia on Stan's foot, and our luminous leader is now trying to have him declared mentally incompetent. Anyway, regarding your question as to our choice of words above, would you believe we meant to say critically wounded and just got carried away? Good one. Good one, Stan.
Oh, we got time for the last one?
Yeah.
All right.
Rock and roll.
Dear Stan, Archie, and Gene, reading has always been a hobby of mine. Ooh, he's a reader. Especially
And
comic book reading. But never in the history of comic magazines have I seen a great comic company as Marvel. Never have I read more true-to-life stories than yours. Your art is so perfect and realistic that it is beyond mortal words to say how wonderful Marvel comics really are.
Liberace.
My greatest and best hero is Iron Man. Why can't he? Oh, remember in the movie there's that news guy who's obsessed with Iron Man?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Good. Yeah.
We're good. Okay.
4 minutes.
Okay. Let's see. Why can't he have his own mag? Oh, he does now. I could just see that. The invincible Iron Man in a mag by himself. This mag is called the Invincible Iron Man. Did they just rip off this kid's idea?
I think so.
Or did Stan Lee write this?
This is Stan writing this.
Yeah. Who boy? How's that? Actually, I'm writing to ask a question about Iron Man. You said somewhere a long time ago that the old Iron Man was a ponderous half-ton figure. Well then, how heavy is Iron Man now? Wilfred Kahn from Trinidad, West Indies.
Oh.
The trouble with a guy like Tony Stark, Wilfred, is we can never grab him for long enough to get him on a scale. If he's not belting a baddie or working on his latest what's-its, he's hemmed in. He's hemmed in by bunnies at the Playboy Club. Whoa!
All right,
now you're talking. But until we corner him long enough to find out, you can at least be happy knowing we've answered one of your requests.
Stupid question.
You're holding Iron Man's mag to himself right now. Hope you get as big a
boner.
It's faded, so I'm just gonna say boner. Hope you get as big a boner out of it as we got doing it.
I'm glad my daughter's here for this.
Yeah.
Close your ears.
So anyway, that's Iron Man. Seriously, if you haven't seen Iron Man 3 yet, go see it.
Yes.
It's a really good movie.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. Please go out and just support it. I mean, I think Hollywood knows that we love these
Hollywood.
movies. Yeah. So
no, it's really good. It's worth watching. Like I said, we're still reeling from the plot twist, but I still think I I still think it's good. I'll have to see
Oh,
it again
yeah.
before I give it its final
And
say.
I imagine we'll talk
I
about it
have
our
to do
next
that with
podcast.
any movie with a plot twist. Like, I need to see it twice.
Yeah. Especially
But-
that just kicked
Unless
me.
it was just a terrible plot twist like The Village.
Yeah.
Man, that movie sucks.
Well, Kelly, thank you for coming with your dad on this. Do you have any last words?
No.
All right. Classic. Classic
make
Kelly.
your daughter do this. What is this daddy-daughter fun day?
Daddy, daughter. It's also Free Comic Book Day. We're doing this first Saturday in May, so we're going to
Oh,
hit
yeah, that's right.
Prairie Dog and grab her
right.
comic, The Killjoys. So maybe we can talk about that next time she comes.
We might.
Nope. She said nope.
All right. Well, that's it for True Believers. Hope you have a good day. Go out and see Iron Man 3. Or if you haven't seen it yet, why are you listening to this? Anyway, see you later.